Ravi sat on a metal box, looking at the sky. The stars above him did not move. They were still and cold, just like the planet he lived on. His small camp was made of old machines and solar panels. Next to him, a small robot named Tico rolled back and forth. "It's going to be a quiet day," Ravi said, more to himself than to Tico. "It has been quiet for 10 years, Tico replied in a soft voice. Ravi smiled a little. He liked Tico's company. Tico was the only friend he had now. 10 years ago, everything changed. A great disaster hit the galaxy. No one knew exactly what happened. Some said it was a solar wave. Others believed it was a weapon gone wrong. But whatever it was, it wiped out human life from most planets, or so everyone believed. Ravi had been a maintenance worker on an old space station called Orbiter 9 when the disaster came. The station's shields protected him, but communication with Earth and other human colonies was lost. He waited for help. No one came. Later he found this small planet full of metal and old machines. It had air, water, and power. So he stayed. Ravi had searched for other humans. He sent signals every month. But there was never a reply. After a few years, he stopped trying. He told himself it didn't matter. He had food, shelter, and Tico. But deep down, he missed the sound of another human voice. Then one morning, something strange happened. Tico's antenna started blinking. "Unknown signal detected," Tico said. Ravi jumped to his feet. "Is it human?" "Not human," said Tico. "But similar. Language pattern. 70% match." Ravi's heart began to beat faster, a signal from someone, or something, out there. "Where is it coming from?" he asked. "Sector 9B, behind." "The second moon," Tico replied. Ravi looked at the sky again. Behind the moon, that was not far. If the signal was real, maybe there was a ship, maybe someone needed help, or maybe, just maybe, someone had found him. "I'm going," Ravi said. He packed his bag with tools, food, and a small solar battery. Tico climbed onto his shoulder. He took his small ship, which he had repaired over the years. It was old, slow, and had only one seat. But it still worked. The journey was quiet. As his ship rose into space, Ravi looked down at the little planet he had called home for so long. It had been kind to him, but he hoped this was his last flight alone. After a short trip, his ship reached the dark side of the moon. There, hidden behind rocks and dust, was something unbelievable. A golden ship, floating in space like a dream. It didn't look like any human ship. It had wings shaped like flower petals and lights that glowed like stars. "Wow," Ravi whispered. "What is that?" Tico scanned the ship. "Alien design, unknown type, but peaceful. No weapons detected." Ravi slowly moved his ship closer. A soft blue light came from the alien ship. An invitation. "I think they want us to come in," Ravi said. He docked carefully. The doors opened with a quiet hiss. Warm air touched his face. Flowers lined the walls. Music played gently in the background. He stepped inside. Everything was clean, glowing, and beautiful. Then he saw her. A tall figure walked toward him. She had light purple skin that shimmered like silver. Her eyes were bright blue. She wore a long dress that flowed like water. She looked at him with surprise, wonder, and something else. Something gentle. "I haven't seen a human in 10 years, she said softly. Her voice was calm and full of emotion. Ravi was too shocked to speak at first. He had dreamed of meeting someone, anyone, for so long, but he had never expected this. I didn't think anyone was left, he said. The alien woman smiled. And yet, here you are. Tico beeped quietly on his shoulder. My name is Ravi, he said. I am Queen Zaya, ruler of the Serenians, she replied with a slight bow of her head. Queen, Ravi blinked. He was standing in front of an alien queen. She looked at him again, as if trying to understand him. We thought humans were gone, she said. The stars have been silent. I came here looking for memories. I did not expect to find one still alive. Ravi felt a strange warmth in his chest. For the first time in 10 years, he was not alone. I've been waiting for someone, Ravi said quietly. I just didn't know who. Queen Zaya turned and motioned for him to follow. Come, she said. There is much to show you. You are the last human, but perhaps not the last hope. Ravi followed her through the golden halls of the ship. His heart felt light, and for the first time in many years he believed. Maybe something wonderful was about to begin. Ravi walked through the golden halls of the ship, following Queen Zaya. Everything around him looked magical. The walls glowed with soft colors. Strange plants grew in glass tubes. The floor felt smooth and warm, like walking on light. He looked around in wonder. This place, it doesn't feel like a ship. It is more than a ship, Queen Zaya said. It is called the Starflower. It carries not just my people, but our stories, our dreams, and our peace. Ravi nodded slowly. He had never seen anything like it, even in old space reports. Why are you here? He asked. This part of space is empty. Zaya stopped and looked at him. Her eyes were calm but deep with feeling. I was searching for signs, she said, of life, of hope. I sent out a signal. Not for war, not for power, but simply to find something lost. Ravi realized the signal he found was hers. She had been calling out just like him. I thought no one heard me, Ravi said. I thought no one would come, she replied. They both smiled. As they walked deeper into the ship, Zaya showed him many rooms. One was full of floating lights, like tiny stars. Another had water that moved through the air like soft ribbons. Everything felt alive. This is beautiful, Ravi said. It is only beautiful if someone can see it, Zaya replied. For years, I showed it to no one. Now I am glad you are here. Tico, who had stayed silent, beeped from Ravi's shoulder. Life signs detected, many, hidden from view. Zaya smiled. Yes, my people are here, but they are careful. They have not seen a human before. Will they be afraid? Ravi asked. Some may be curious, she said. But they will watch, and they will learn. They reached a large room with a clear window. Outside, Ravi could see the stars and the glowing surface of the moon below. Zaya sat on a soft bench and invited him to sit beside her. Tell me about Earth, she said. Ravi looked out the window. It was full of oceans, forests, cities, and noise, so much noise, but it was home. And now? She asked gently. Now it's gone. I don't even know if anyone else survived. Maybe I'm the last one. Zaya was quiet for a moment. Then she said, When I was young, I read about humans. Brave, clever, full of dreams. I always wanted to meet one. Ravi laughed a little. Sorry you met the maintenance guy, not a hero. You fixed a broken ship, lived alone for 10 years, and followed a strange signal across space. That sounds like a hero to me. Ravi looked at her. No one had spoken to him like that in years. His heart felt strange, full and warm. Then a soft sound filled the air. Zaya stood up. My people are ready, she said. The walls opened slowly and glowing. Figures stepped inside. They were Serenians, tall like Zaya, with soft-colored skin and eyes full of light. They stood in silence, watching Ravi. Zaya raised her hand. This is Ravi, she said. He is the human we have searched for. He is not a danger. He is a guest. One of the Serenians stepped forward. She held a small crystal and gave it to Ravi. A gift, she said, from our world to yours. Ravi took the crystal carefully. It glowed in his hand. Thank you, he said. It means a lot. The Serenians slowly began to smile. Some bowed, others touched their hearts. They did not speak much, but their eyes were kind. After the meeting, Zaya led Ravi to a quiet room. Inside was a bed made of soft light and walls that showed peaceful, moving images, trees, water, and flying creatures. You may rest here, Zaya said. Ravi looked around. This is better than my camp. You are welcome to stay, she said, as long as you wish. Ravi looked at her. And what about you? I will be here too, she replied with a gentle smile. That night, Ravi lay on the soft bed, watching the images on the walls. Tico rested beside him. Tico, he whispered, do you think this is real? Tico blinked. My systems confirm all data is true. This is not a dream. Ravi smiled and closed his eyes. For the first time in 10 years, he felt safe. The next morning, Zaya took Ravi to the ship's learning room. It was filled with strange books, floating screens, and symbols that danced in the air. Our worlds are different, she said, but maybe we can learn from each other. Ravi spent hours showing her old Earth music, pictures of animals, and stories from Earth's history. In return, Zaya showed him Serenian songs made of light, machines powered by sound, and a map of stars he had never seen before. Your world was loud but full of heart, she said, and yours is quiet, but full of peace, Ravi replied. They laughed together. In time, they started spending more moments together, talking, walking through gardens, sharing simple food. Ravi began to feel something new, something he had thought was lost. He wasn't just a guest anymore. He was part of something. The Starflower ship moved gently through space, like a leaf floating on calm water. Ravi stood near a window, watching the stars. Each light reminded him of Earth, of people, places, and stories that were now gone. But he was not sad. Not anymore. Because now he was part of something new. Queen Zaya walked up beside him, her soft steps making no sound. You have quiet thoughts today, she said. I'm just thinking, Ravi replied. 10 years ago I thought everything was lost, but now I don't feel alone. Zaya looked at him with calm eyes. You are not alone, and you never were. The ship began to slow down. A soft blue light filled the room. We are here, Zaya said. Ravi turned to her. Where? She smiled. My home. Outside the window, a large planet appeared. It was covered in glowing forests, crystal rivers, and tall mountains that sparkled under the sunlight. Floating cities moved slowly in the sky, connected by bridges made of light. Ravi stared in wonder. "It's beautiful." "It is called Serenia," Zaya said proudly. "And now, it is your home, too." As the ship landed, many Serenians gathered to greet their queen. They stood tall, wearing robes of soft colors. Some held flowers, while others carried small glowing orbs. They looked at Ravi with curiosity, not fear. Zaya introduced him with grace. "This is Ravi, a human from the lost world. He is our guest, and he walks with peace." The Serenians nodded and welcomed him. Some touched his hand gently. Others gave him kind smiles. Ravi felt nervous, but also honored. Zaya guided him through the city. The streets were smooth and bright, and the buildings looked like glass towers made of sunlight. Flowers grew everywhere, even on rooftops and floating platforms. Music played softly from glowing trees. Birds with shining feathers flew overhead. "Your world is like a dream," Ravi said. "We live with nature, not against it," Zaya replied. "We believe in peace, art, and learning." She took him to a garden that floated above the city. It had pools of clear water, tall glowing trees, and a gentle breeze that smelled like sweet fruit. "This is my favorite place," she said. "When I feel alone, I come here." Ravi sat beside her on a soft grass mat. "Do you still feel alone?" "Not now," she said quietly. They looked at each other. No more words were needed. Over the next few days, Ravi explored Serenia with Zaya. She showed him a school where Serenian children learned by touching light pads that changed color with every answer. He showed them how humans used paper, pencils, and books. "They are slow," a child said, holding a book. "But full of heart," Zaya added, smiling. Ravi also visited a music hall where the walls sang with color. Zaya explained that their music didn't come from instruments. It came from feelings. "Would you like to try?" she asked. Ravi nodded. He placed his hand on the glowing panel. It lit up softly and began to play a warm, simple tune. Zaya closed her eyes. "It sounds like hope," she whispered. Ravi looked away, a little shy. "It's just something my father used to hum." "Then it carries love," she said. "That is powerful." Everywhere Ravi went, people watched him. Some followed him at a distance. Others came closer with questions. "Do all humans have hair like you? Can you really fly without wings? Did you come from a broken world?" Ravi answered with patience. He told them about Earth, the good and the bad. The stories made them laugh, cry, and wonder, and slowly he became more than just a visitor. He became a part of their lives. One evening, Zaya took Ravi to the Hall of Memory. It was a wide room filled with floating crystals. Each crystal held a piece of Serenian history, a picture, a sound, or a story. She pointed to a small green crystal. "This is the first time our people saw the stars." She pointed to a purple one. "This shows when we met another peaceful race, the Kivana." Then she showed him a new crystal, silver and glowing. "This one is for you," she said. Ravi touched it. A soft picture appeared, him standing beside Zaya on the Starflower ship. "You are now part of our story," she said. He felt moved. Thank you, Queen Zaya. Zaya, she said kindly. Just Zaya when it's just us. Later that night, Ravi sat near the garden pool, watching the stars. Tico rolled beside him. You seem calm. I am, Ravi said. For the first time in a long time, I feel like I belong. Your heart rate and voice show signs of happiness, Tico replied. Ravi chuckled. Thank you, Dr. Tico. Just then, Zaya arrived. She sat beside Ravi and handed him a soft fruit. It is called Lena, she said. It grows only on nights like this. Ravi tasted it. It was sweet and cool. I never imagined life like this, he said. Neither did I, Zaya replied. But sometimes, the stars surprise us. She looked at him gently. Do you miss Earth? I do, Ravi said. But less than before. Zaya touched the water with her fingers. You gave us something rare, Ravi. What's that? Your heart, she said softly. And we will take care of it. Ravi looked at her. The stars reflected in her eyes. In that moment, he knew. This was not just a new home. It was a new beginning. The sun rose gently over Serenia. Its light was soft and golden, touching the floating trees and shining towers. Ravi stood on a balcony, watching the city come alive. Birds with glowing feathers sang sweet songs, and small sky boats moved quietly between the buildings. Ravi felt peace in his heart. Every day on this planet felt like a gift. Queen Zaya joined him, holding 2 cups of warm blue tea. For you, she said with a smile. Thank you, Ravi replied, taking the cup. This is becoming my favorite part of the day. Then, we shall never miss it, Zaya said gently. They drank in silence for a while, enjoying the morning air, but today Zaya's smile didn't last long. Ravi noticed her face slowly grow serious. Zaya, is something wrong? He asked. She looked down, then nodded slowly. There is something I must tell you, a truth I have carried for 10 years. Ravi's heart skipped. You can tell me. Zaya led him inside, into a quiet room filled with soft light. She touched a crystal on the wall, and a large glowing screen appeared. On it was a picture of Earth, green, blue, and beautiful. This image, she said, was taken before the great silence. Ravi stared at it. Before everything changed, Zaya nodded. My people were watching. We had been studying Earth for many years, not to control it, but to understand. We believed your people had a strong heart. Then, you knew about the disaster? Ravi asked. Zaya's voice became soft. Yes, we saw the energy wave moving across space. It came from a broken star. We tried to stop it. We sent a shield beam from our moon station. She touched another crystal. It showed a red beam hitting the wave, but the wave still moved forward. We failed, she said quietly. Our beam slowed the wave, but could not stop it. It still reached Earth. It destroyed your satellite's power and systems. Then we lost all contact. Ravi looked at the screen in silence. For years he had thought humans were completely alone. But now he knew someone had tried to help. You tried, Ravi said. That means more than you know. Zaya looked into his eyes. I blamed myself. Every time I saw Earth in the sky, I wondered, could we have done more? You did what you could, Ravi said kindly. And now you've done even more. You found me. Outside the palace, not everyone shared Zaya's feelings. A council member named Torul stood in a high chamber with two others. His skin was dark green, and his eyes were sharp. "This human grows too close to the queen," he said. "He is not of our world." "But he brings knowledge and peace," said another member. Toril frowned. "Peace today, change tomorrow. What if his ideas change Serenia forever?" "He has done no harm," the third member replied. Torul crossed his arms. "We must watch him closely, or send him away before it is too late." Meanwhile, Ravi was helping in the city's energy garden. It was a wide area where plants collected sunlight and turned it into power for the floating buildings. A Serenian named Loma, tall and friendly, showed him how it worked. "The leaves are special," Loma said. "They drink sunlight, but also sound." "Sound?" Ravi asked, surprised. Loma smiled and sang a soft note. The leaves lit up. "Incredible," Ravi said. "Your science is like art." "And your hands know how to fix machines," Loma replied. "You are more helpful than you know." Ravi laughed. "Back on Earth, I just repaired old panels. Nothing special." "Here, you repair more than panels," Loma said. "You repair trust." Ravi felt proud. It had been years since he felt useful. Later that evening, Zaya invited Ravi to the Sky Hall, a place where important stories were told. Serenians gathered, sitting on soft clouds that floated gently in the air. A storyteller named Mira stood at the center. She held a glowing orb and spoke in clear, warm words. Long ago the stars were empty, but then a traveler came. Not to conquer, not to fight, but to share light. The orb showed a shape that looked like Ravi. The crowd turned to look at him. Some smiled, some clapped gently. Zaya whispered, "That is how our people learn, through story and light." Ravi watched the orb with quiet joy. But in the shadows, Toril stood silently. His eyes were full of doubt. Later that night, Zaya and Ravi sat in her garden under the twin moons. "Do you ever wish you had found someone else?" Ravi asked. "A stronger human, a leader, not just a repairman." Zaya looked at him with care. "I did not look for power. I looked for heart." "And what did you find?" he asked. She smiled. "I found you." They sat in silence, but their hearts were full. Tico rolled beside them and quietly said, "Moonlight level, strong, perfect for new growth." Ravi laughed. "Tico always knows how to say the right thing." Zaya touched a small glowing flower and placed it in Ravi's hand. "This is called a sorna," she said. "It only blooms once in 1,000 nights, and only when two hearts are open." Ravi looked at the flower, then at her. He didn't say anything, but in his heart, he knew. This world was no longer just a place to stay. It was home. It was a bright day in Serenia. The floating gardens were full of soft music and the sky was clear. Ravi walked beside Queen Zaya through the Hall of Light, where energy from sun, wind, and water was shared across the city. "You still look amazed every time we walk here," Zaya said. "I don't think I'll ever stop being amazed," Ravi replied with a smile. "Your world feels like a dream." "It is not a perfect world," Zaya said, "but we try to keep it full of peace." As they spoke, a soft alarm echoed in the hall. Blue lights flashed along the crystal walls. Zaya stopped. Her calm face grew serious. "What's that sound?" Ravi asked. It means a storm is coming, she said. A space storm. Far above the planet, dark clouds were forming. They were not normal clouds. They were made of magnetic waves, broken satellite dust, and electric charge. These storms moved through space and could damage power, lines, machines, and energy fields. A Serenian guard named Talum rushed to Zaya. "My queen," he said, "the outer shield is losing power. The main energy station is not answering." Zaya turned to Ravi. "The main station is where we collect light from the sun. If it breaks, the whole city will lose power." Ravi stood up. "Take me there. I can help." "You've already done so much," Zaya said. "But I know how machines work. I may not understand your science, but I can fix things," Ravi said with firm eyes. Zaya looked at him for a moment, then nodded. "Very well. Talum, take him with you." Ravi and Talum flew in a small skyboat toward the solar tower, a tall building with glowing rings that floated around it. The closer they got, the darker the sky became. Inside the tower, the workers were running around in confusion. "The light shields are broken! The energy lines are blocked!" Ravi quickly walked to the main panel. Tico jumped down from his shoulder and scanned the systems. "Main control is frozen," Tico said. "Solar coils are overheating." Ravi looked at the wires. "The cables are not burned. They're full of magnetic dust. We need to clean the filters and reset the flow." "No one here understands that," Talum said. "I do," Ravi said, "but I need time." Outside, the storm moved closer. Sparks danced across the sky. Ravi climbed up the energy tower. The wind was strong, but he held on tight. He opened the top panel and saw the filter mesh glowing red. "Tico, activate the cleaner." A small tool from Tico's body sprayed air and light across the mesh. The dust broke away. Ravi pulled out a thin metal plate and reset the energy coil. "Now send the flow back," he shouted. Tico beeped and activated the power. The tower lit up again, and the floating rings began to spin. Inside the city, lights returned. The music in the gardens began again. The shield above the city glowed bright and strong. Just in time. The storm passed over without breaking anything. Back at the palace, Serenians gathered in the main square. They clapped and sang softly as Ravi walked through the gates. "He saved the tower. He protected our light." Zaya met him with a joyful smile. "You did it," she said. "I just did what I know," Ravi said, tired but happy. "You brought back the light to Serenia," she said. The crowd began to chant, "Friend of Serenia! Friend of Serenia!" Ravi stood still, overwhelmed. For so many years he had been alone, quiet, forgotten. Now he was honored, seen, and loved. Later that evening, Zaya invited Ravi to the Sky Garden, a private place high above the city. The stars were shining. The wind was soft. Zaya held a small, crystal flower in her hand. "This is the Lunastra bloom," she said. "It opens only after a great act of heart." She gave it to him. "You are not just a guest anymore," she said. "You are part of Serenia now." Ravi held the flower carefully. "I don't know what to say." "Say nothing," Zaya said. "Just listen." They sat together, silent, under the stars. But behind the stars, in the quiet corners of the palace, Counselor Toril watched from a screen. "He is becoming too close," Toril whispered. "Soon the people will follow him more than their own queen." The next day, Zaya stood before the royal council. "I want to honor Ravi with the Star Medal," she said, "for his bravery and service." Most council members agreed. But Toril stood up. Respectfully, Your Highness, he is still a human. A stranger. We do not give our highest honor to outsiders. He is not an outsider, Zaya said firmly. He has given us more than just light. He has given us hope. Toril frowned. Hope is not enough. One heart can change a people, and not always for the better. Zaya's voice stayed calm. Then let his heart guide us. Not with fear, but with trust. That night, Ravi stood alone by the lake in the palace garden. Zaya came to him quietly. Do you still miss Earth? She asked. Ravi looked at the water. Sometimes, but less now. You've given me a new world. You've given me something too, she said. What's that? A reason to believe in tomorrow. She stood close. Ravi looked at her. Do you really trust me? With my world, she whispered. And maybe with my heart. They looked at each other under the moonlight. No more words were spoken. But something had already begun. Something deeper than friendship. The sky over Serenia was painted with soft pink clouds. The twin suns were setting behind the glowing hills, casting golden light across the city. The people moved calmly through the streets, humming peaceful songs. Lanterns floated into the air like fireflies made of light. In the sky garden, Ravi stood quietly. He wore a long robe gifted to him by the Serenians. It shimmered like water under moonlight. His eyes were fixed on the horizon, but his thoughts were with someone else. Zaya. She had not spoken much since the storm. Her words were fewer, but her eyes said more. Ravi could feel a change in the air. Something was building between them. It was not fear, not sadness. Something new, something gentle. Tico beeped beside him. You have been standing still for exactly 47 minutes. I know, Tico, Ravi said with a small smile. Is it part of human meditation? The robot asked. Not really. I guess I'm just waiting. For what? Ravi didn't answer, but his heart did. Just then, soft footsteps echoed behind him. Zaya had arrived. She wore a flowing robe of white and blue decorated with stars. Her long silver hair moved gently with the breeze. You always find the quiet places, she said kindly. They help me think, Ravi replied. And what are you thinking now? That I never imagined a day like this would come. Zaya smiled and stepped beside him. Together they looked at the sunset. The light reflected in her eyes. I have something to ask you, she said. Ask me anything, Ravi replied. She took a deep breath. What do you feel when you look at this world? Ravi thought for a moment. Peace, beauty, and you. Zaya's eyes softened. I have lived for many years, she said. I have seen stars born and planets fall, but I never saw a human heart like yours. I never saw a world like yours, Ravi said. They turned to each other. The soft music of the floating gardens surrounded them. I am not Serenian, Ravi said. I come from a broken world. And I come from a world that needed healing, Zaya replied. There was a moment of silence. Then Zaya whispered, Do you feel what I feel? Ravi's voice was gentle. Yes, I do. She took his hand in hers. It was warm, light, and full of trust. Then, with slow grace, Queen Zaya leaned forward and kissed him, softly, kindly, and without fear. The lanterns above them blinked, brighter for a moment, as if the stars themselves were watching. When the kiss ended, Zaya looked into his eyes. I love you, Ravi, she said. Ravi was still for a moment, then smiled. And I love you. The next morning, the royal council gathered in the Crystal Hall. The room was quiet as Queen Zaya stepped forward, wearing her royal dress. I have an announcement, she said clearly. One that comes from both the heart and the stars. Counselor. Toril stood with a frown, already sensing her words. Zaya spoke calmly. I have chosen to marry. A wave of whispers passed through the room. I have chosen Ravi, the human who came to us not as a leader, not as a warrior, but as a man of peace. Some council members nodded. Others looked uncertain. Toril stepped forward. With respect, Your Highness, he is not of Serenia. He is of the heart, Zaya replied, and love does not ask for permission from planets or blood. Toril raised his voice. What if he changes us? Then let us change for the better, Zaya said. He has brought light when we lost power. He has brought hope when we felt alone. He has brought kindness when others gave only questions. Toril looked around, but many council members now had calm faces, faces of quiet agreement. I do not stop you, he said, but I do not support this. You do not have to, Zaya replied with grace. The people will choose. That evening, the news spread across the city. The Queen will marry the human. At first, some Serenians were unsure. They had never seen such a thing before. But then they remembered the storm. They remembered the light. They remembered the man who helped them, listened to them, and respected their world. And slowly, one by one, they smiled. In the floating gardens, soft music played. Children ran through the streets singing, Ravi, Zaya. Lanterns with pictures of stars and hearts rose into the air. In the quiet garden once again, Ravi and Zaya sat together. Are you sure? Ravi asked softly. Zaya nodded. I've never been more sure of anything. I'm just one man, Ravi said, from a world that's gone. You're the man who stayed kind when he had every reason to grow cold, Zaya replied. She handed him a small ring made of crystal light. It shined with colors that changed like the sky. This is the ring of harmony, she said. We only give it once in a lifetime, when two souls choose peace together. Ravi held the ring carefully. Then I will wear it with pride. They touched foreheads gently. No more words were needed. In the corner of the garden, Tico beeped once and recorded the moment. Note saved, he said. Tag. Beginning of something beautiful. The sky over Serenia was painted with soft pink clouds. The twin suns were setting behind the glowing hills, casting golden light across the city. The people moved calmly through the streets, humming peaceful songs. Lanterns floated into the air like fireflies made of light. In the sky garden, Ravi stood quietly. He wore a long robe gifted to him by the Serenians. It shimmered like water under moonlight. His eyes were fixed on the horizon, but his thoughts were with someone else. Zaya. She had not spoken much since the storm. Her words were fewer, but her eyes said more. Ravi could feel a change in the air. Something was building between them. It was not fear, not sadness. Something new, something gentle. Tico beeped beside him. You have been standing still for exactly 47 minutes. I know, Tico, Ravi said with a small smile. Is it part of human meditation? The robot asked. Not really. I guess I'm just waiting. For what? Ravi didn't answer, but his heart did. Just then, soft footsteps echoed behind him. Zaya had arrived. She wore a flowing robe of white and blue decorated with stars. Her long silver hair moved gently with the breeze. "You always find the quiet places," she said kindly. "They help me think," Ravi replied. "And what are you thinking now?" "That I never imagined a day like this would come." Zaya smiled and stepped beside him. Together they looked at the sunset, the light reflected in her eyes. "I have something to ask you," she said. "Ask me anything," Ravi replied. She took a deep breath. "What do you feel when you look at this world?" Ravi thought for a moment. "Peace, beauty, and you." Zaya's eyes softened. "I have lived for many years," she said. "I have seen stars born and planets fall, but I never saw a human heart like yours." "I never saw a world like yours," Ravi said. They turned to each other. The soft music of the floating gardens surrounded them. "I am not Serenian," Ravi said. "I come from a broken world." "And I come from a world that needed healing," Zaya replied. There was a moment of silence. Then Zaya whispered, "Do you feel what I feel?" Ravi's voice was gentle. "Yes, I do." She took his hand in hers. It was warm, light, and full of trust. Then, with slow grace, Queen Zaya leaned forward and kissed him, softly, kindly, and without fear. The lanterns above them blinked, brighter for a moment, as if the stars themselves were watching. When the kiss ended, Zaya looked into his eyes. "I love you, Ravi," she said. Ravi was still for a moment, then smiled. "And I love you." The next morning, the royal council gathered in the Crystal Hall. The room was quiet as Queen Zaya stepped forward, wearing her royal dress. "I have an announcement," she said clearly. "One that comes from both the heart and the stars." "Counselor." Toril stood with a frown, already sensing her words. Zaya spoke calmly. "I have chosen to marry." A wave of whispers passed through the room. "I have chosen Ravi, the human who came to us not as a leader, not as a warrior, but as a man of peace." Some council members nodded. Others looked uncertain. Toril stepped forward. "With respect, Your Highness, he is not of Serenia." "He is of the heart," Zaya replied, "and love does not ask for permission from planets or blood." Toril raised his voice. "What if he changes us?" "Then let us change for the better," Zaya said. "He has brought light when we lost power. He has brought hope when we felt alone. He has brought kindness when others gave only questions." Toril looked around, but many council members now had calm faces, faces of quiet agreement. "I do not stop you," he said, "but I do not support this." "You do not have to," Zaya replied with grace. "The people will choose." That evening the news spread across the city. The Queen will marry the human. At first, some Serenians were unsure. They had never seen such a thing before. But then they remembered the storm. They remembered the light. They remembered the man who helped them, listened to them, and respected their world. And slowly, one by one, they smiled. In the floating gardens, soft music played. Children ran through the streets singing, "Ravi, Zaya." Lanterns with pictures of stars and hearts rose into the air. In the quiet garden once again, Ravi and Zaya sat together. "Are you sure?" Ravi asked softly. Zaya nodded. "I've never been more sure of anything." "I'm just one man," Ravi said, from a world that's gone. You're the man who stayed kind when he had every reason to grow cold, Zaya replied. She handed him a small ring made of crystal light. It shined with colors that changed like the sky. This is the ring of harmony, she said. We only give it once in a lifetime, when two souls choose peace together. Ravi held the ring carefully. Then I will wear it with pride. They touched foreheads gently. No more words were needed. In the corner of the garden, Tico beeped once and recorded the moment. Note saved, he said. Tag, beginning of something beautiful.